I'll just give it a moment for the recording to actually start recording in the stream.
Sure, ma'am.
So good evening, everyone. Myself, Madhura. I represent Indian Lawyers Association on the national level. Welcome to today's event, which is hosted by ILA Sonipat chapter. Before we begin, please allow me to introduce Indian Lawyers Association to all of you. We are a national organization working to bring together the legal professionals of the country. We run several initiatives to serve and cater to the requirements of the legal professionals, the events and initiatives which help on knowledge sharing and continuing legal education, or the initiatives like mentoring and guiding young lawyers and the law students of the country have some of been very well appreciated, well received initiatives of ILA. One of the recent initiatives which we started, especially during the pandemic, was a legal aid initiative of ILA National, which was actually taken lead up by the Delhi chapter of ILA. So we work on the model of having local chapters across the country in various cities, so which actually add local flavor to the operations of ILA. So here is a list of all the chapters which we currently have. If you don't see a name of your city here, please reach out to us and we would be very happy to start a chapter in your city. And if you wish to join a chapter in your city, please reach out to us as well for that. So with this, I'll hand it over to Ms. Sania, who is president of ILA Sonipat.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So as ma'am said, we have our district chapters. As I am the president of the Sonipat district chapter, we regularly hold events and invite guest speakers. We also have interviews with societies as well as young minds, just like the speaker that we have today with us. And our chapter also has a separate committee, which is the IP law committee, and that's dedicated solely on the work of intellectual property law. And we are also currently having vacancies in our committee for the posts of mentors as well as board members. So any one of you who are interested, you please feel free to reach out to us. We also have advertised the vacancies across board, and we look forward to have many of you with us on our committee as well as on our board. With that, I'll introduce Mr. Robin Vincent, the head of, he's the founder of his initiative, which he's going to talk about more in today's interview. So over to you, Mr. Vincent. Would you want to go ahead and give us a brief introduction of the work that you do, of a brief introduction of yourself? Let's introduce you to the people across.
Sure, man. I'm audible? First, I would like to thank Indian Lawyers Association, Sonipat chapter, President Sanya ma'am, Executive Director Madhura ma'am, for giving me this opportunity to present my initiative, that is IP Trademark Clinic, before all the participants, and also the participants present here who have taken the time to listen to me. It's a very proud thing to say that opportunity has been given to talk about this types of things that we are starting at a state like Bihar. So thank you very much. Now, starting from I'll start by introducing myself. That I have done my BA LLB, that is law, from Central University of South Bihar, and after that I have also done my PG diploma in IPR from Indian Law Institute. So I had a background of intellectual property from the initial undergraduate and postgraduate years. Also, there have been some internships in IP firms, and I was also associated with an IP firm, that is RNA Technology and IP Attorneys. I was a training associate there for some months, but due to some reasons, I had to, my personal reasons, I had to join my practice due to my personal reasons. And then after I had thought that, we should as I had interest in IP and I wanted to have uh, want to work in that field. So I think starting off my own would be a better thing, that learning and experience would give a better learning, better opportunity. So the IP trademark clinic has its roots in it, and then we are currently working on it, and we are a small team now, and we are hoping to develop it further as it expands and grows. Currently, we are serving in trademarks only, but yeah, we will expand, and we welcome clients in all IP who are seeking IP services in any of the IP areas, and I think that would be a better. I think everyone would have an idea of what IP till now. I think. Yes.
Thanks a lot, Robin. So let's know more about when did you and how did you conceive the idea of this initiative?
Uh, this was something not planned, that was not planned earlier, because like everyone, I had also the interest in working in corporate firms, and I had joined also one. But yeah, you can say sometimes destiny has something else for you, and that happened for me too. Due to my health reasons, I had come back home, and after recovery I started my practice in Patna itself, in my hometown. And then I realized that yeah, I had an interest and passion for IP, so I should start something in it. And trademark appeared to be the area, because trademark clients are more. The market structure in Bihar, it is currently not of other IPs, but basically the trademark clients you can get easily currently. But yeah, there are some clients, but in copyrights, patents, there are very less, and they would prefer some bigger firms or for their services. So we are currently started from this, but yeah, we would be expanding as the team grows and as our expertise also expands.
So as you said, currently you are focusing on trademark and you would further expand. That's why you have put the name as IP clinic, IP trademark clinic.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so would you want to include the other areas? Which other areas would you want to include? Like all the IP laws or some particular areas?
Yeah, I think I should include. I would be including all the IP services
Mhm.
as they are possible, like copyrights as well. Yeah, copyright matters are there, because most of the logos that are trademarked, they are also copyrighted as well. If the client see that yeah, it's an important part that needs to be protected, then we also recommend that yeah, copyright, we should go for copyright registration as well. Then patents and all, these are very rare till now in Bihar, and we are not that we are only been focusing on Bihar, but yeah, from the start we want that yeah, we have to make a base somewhere and make it grow further, and slowly, step by step, we'll move ahead. So we have started from here, but yeah, we would be including other IPs like designs as well, design registrations and its prosecution. If there's some cases of patents, then we will also welcome the clients, but yeah, we would be taking the help of some experts or some professionals, and we will collaborating with the firms and professionals so that we can serve our clients better. Here I would like to highlight a point that needs very important mention here. That is, when this is all, we all know that it's a law profession is a client serving profession, and clients, what are the requirements of clients? They need something genuine. Yeah, there are, you can see there is a market. If you see of trademark registrations and prosecutions, there is a market. You can get it registered online as well. But why we are there to serve them? Because clients need genuineness, locality. They, if they are, you are there at their local space, they can reach out to you. They can say their queries to you personally. You can understand their business well. They can instead of chatting with a robot on chat box, you can contact the person directly, and you can seek your queries, and you will be they are more satisfied in that sense, because in the short span of time that I had been working on this 1 or 2 months, and we have make it public. This IP trademark was working for 2 months, but yeah, we had made it public when we saw that yeah, we should make it public and we would market this so that we would reach more client base. So in that short span of time, we had met clients who were not satisfied with the services of the trademarks, because it is not that there was no early persons catering to the needs of trademarks for the clients, because there are professionals, but their core expertise area is not there in trademarks. As a result, the the filing was done, but on the later stage, when the objection and the oppositions came, they were stuck in that process, and the clients were lost hope, because in much money could be wasted in the opposition and process if the client is not a well-to-do person and his business is at a small scale. So in that situation, most of the clients seek some person who has an expert in this and who would understand their business needs and accordingly serve them. So in that sense, I think this initiative has a goal to serve these clients better, expert area. Also, the clients get a local reach here, because instead of going to Delhi or Kolkata, they would be better that yeah, we can meet there and we can contact with the person and we can solve our queries, and we can be also future. It can be a very future business for us also. We can be serving not only their trademark needs but other business legal requirements and other requirements we can fulfill them. So this is the base. I think the reason I think is that why hybrid marketing is working on.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot. You also mentioned about the stage of opposition. That's where most of the problem lies. That's where the clients need expert advice with regard to trademark filing. So could you elaborate more with taking help of the cases that you have handled until now? What are the kinds of cases that you get in Patna, in Bihar? What are people really looking forward to get a trademark for?
Most of the businesses that I got were somewhere of sole proprietors, somewhere startups as well, and 1 or 2 companies. Because in this short scenario, I had get in contact with 7 clients in total. Because as you can see, the client rate is not much as compared to other states. But yeah, we are making that space, and we are serving them better. In that situation, yes, till now I had not dealt with the opposition proceedings personally with the clients that I had in dealing in the IP firms. But yeah, uh, the situation is that in the opposition, objections can be also handled easily. But yeah, when we get to the hearing stage, there you require a professional who has argumentative skills. You can place your arguments well. What Because when you take a brand, when you make a brand, when you take a logo for yourself, it stays with you throughout your business. Because you think, if you didn't get a trademark registration for a brand and you are doing a business for 2 to 3 years, so you can say your hard earned money and your hard earned reputation of 2 to 3 years would collapse in if your trademark registration is not there. Also, there are passing of remedies. I don't deny that there are passing of remedies that can be availed. But when you have a trademark registration, it would be you will be at a better stage to place your case at in the courts, in the civil suits, where you will be later on if the situations comes up. So yeah, uh, in the opposition stage, because it is a lengthy phase where you have to get into the almost the court proceedings, where you will be filing here the counter statement to the notice of opposition and then the evidence by affidavit, and there would be a hearing date would be listed, and the hearings would be there, 1 or 2 hearings as the matters concerned. So it is a wholesome process, and it takes 2 to 3 years. So not only money is wasted, because there have been a lot of cases which are pending till now, and due to the COVID situation, not only the litigation has affected, the tribunal proceedings have also been affected. That is, the registry proceedings also have been affected. So that's why to go into the opposition proceedings, rather have a pre-check to your mark. Pre-filing search is the most important aspect that we focus. We say to the clients, don't waste your money if you cannot get a mark on, if you're not 80 to 90% chances in getting your mark registered, then so pre-filing search would be a better thing to do. And if it passes the pre-filing stage, then only we recommend filing, so that even if there is opposition, we can defend through our logical reasoning and their usage. So these are the things that we recommend, and that's why that what we advise to our clients.
Okay, so how would you list the services that your firm, your initiative provides? Is it only the pre-filing or only the opposition stage, or do you take up the thing right from the pre-filing until the very end?
So I would like to summarize a little bit here of what the whole process of through which the trademark registration goes. It is starting from the when you conceive a mark, that you have to take a mark, particular a mark, and then you have to do a pre-filing search. We will be doing the pre-filing search on particular. We have a search strategy. We, according to the strategy, we do the searching on the IP office side and all the necessary areas. And after that, we give them an opinion that yes, it is good to go, and you can register this, or we give them some alternatives to that. Yeah, you can not, if he is not registerable, then you can, it is a similar one, you can register that, and it will not affect your business needs. So if the client affirms, then we will proceed to the filing stage, and there we suggest them how assist them in the drafting, the application and filing as well. After that, if there is the registry, it goes to the registry, and if the registry, the examiner gives some objections, then we would give them a reply. It solely depends if the objection comes or not. If the examiner is satisfied, well to do, it will be listed in the trademark journal. It will be advertised in the trademark journal. If not, there would be a show cause hearing before the examiner. If the show cause hearing is in favor, it would be then advertised again. If it's not, then the mark would be refused totally. So it would be the end of the journey of the mark, unless a review petition is filed, which is rare, unless your mark is very you have been using for a greater many years, then you file a review petition, depending on the case to case. Then after the mark is listed or advertised in the trademark journal, then a 4-period span is there, where the third parties get an opportunity to oppose the mark. So in that period, if opposition comes up, then the opposition proceeding starts, that is the notice of opposition, filing of counter statement, evidence by affidavit from both sides. Then on that basis, a hearing would be there. Then after that, written submissions, and final, the opposition hearing, the registry will decide that yes, if the mark would be registered or will not be registered, or would be registered with some conditions depending upon the situation. So this whole process, starting from the PD filing stage till the marks get registered, this totally is the prosecution stage that we are serving now. And further, that comes that parts that deals with the IP thing, that is the trademark litigation or litigation part, that we all know. If the mark is, there is an infringement or there is a passing of case, then we will consult them and we will give them the advice. And if the litigation is to be there, then we recommend. Otherwise, we can also suggest them other mechanisms through which that it can be handled or settled out. So this is the process, that is the trademark prosecution and trademark litigation, that combines the whole trademark practice. Also, there is trademark investigation department also in some firms. This trademark watch service. Suppose you have registered your mark, but yeah, the main thing with the brand is that unless and until you enforce your rights, it will die. If you say, suppose the mark, there is a Zara mark there, and if you are not protecting it, some counterfeits are being made, you are not taking up actions. So ultimately, it will become a publicity juris mark. It is generic mark, and everyone will be using it. So that's why until you enforce your rights, it would be a dead. That's why trademark what services are also provided to give the clients or aware the clients that such marks have been filed. Every Monday, the trademark journal comes out, and we give them a watch report as well, monthly or annually, what the client needs entails, and we suggest them if the actions, what actions need to be taken, whether legal notice, cease and desist to be taken. We advise them accordingly. So these is the whole thing that trademark practice, or you can say IP practice, revolves around. Although in patent that could be a different thing, but in trademark this is the practice that is going on, and we are currently providing the prosecution services and consultancy in the litigation part.
Thanks a lot for simplifying that. The process is really complex, and thanks a lot for simplifying that. I'm very sure some of the first year students might have benefited a lot from the simplified version of the complex process that you presented. So, are these services that your initiative provides, are these pro bono services, or is there a cost? Is there a charge?
Currently, we are charging for these services, but yeah, depending upon the client circumstances, situations, if it is a startup or it's a sole proprietorship and they cannot afford such charges, we can help them out in all ways we can, in terms of advisory, in terms of monetary support. We can lessen our charges, and accordingly, on the basis of the client needs and the circumstances that comes before us. So yes, we are currently charging them for, but yeah, depending on the situation, we accordingly adjust. Yes.
Absolutely, and that's also because of the area that this initiative is staged in. So it's in Bihar, and depending upon the pocket of the clients, I'm very happy that you are flexible with the charges. That's a very good thing to do. So moving ahead with this initiative, would you like to tell us more about what are the offers that you give for the students? Are there any internship opportunities, or because your area is at this moment expanding and you need both experts as well as people helping in draft as well as other research things? So is your initiative open for students?
Currently, I would like to clarify in this aspect. Yeah, as we have only a beginning stage and we have a small team and we are carrying out the client aspect also, plus the business development aspect also. We are dealing both these aspects confidently with our team. But yeah, we will be welcoming the young talents, law students in coming months. But currently, we are not calling for the interns. The reason is that the workload is not that much. Further, we want to give them a rich experience, because if you are interning somewhere, you should be learning some industry practice, what is going on. So I think it would be a better stage when we have a little bit more clients and client base is more. So the interns who are coming, they would be also interested in working the practical aspects and would be learning the practical nuances. So they can also, when they are taking up jobs or in further internships, they would be glad to speak about this, that yeah, we have got this experience in IP trademark clinics. So basing on that, yeah, but I would like to here especially mention that we are searching for teammates who would be solely dedicated to working with us rather than interns. Because these are two categories who are working in different aspects. So I would be welcoming teammates who are dedicated and who would like to work in this area. Welcome to those. But yeah, we would be welcoming the young talents and the legal interns in the coming months. Yes.
That sounds great. So, is there something specific that you're looking for in the teammates, in your teammates, or should they be practitioners? Could they be academicians? Because I'm sure many of our participants might be interested in joining your team.
I think they would be at least a law graduate interested with IP law, and should be smarter than me or should be as because if you don't have smarter people, any people, they cannot guide you. So we want smarter people and so that we have a team that we can grow. Yes.
So there's no such requirement of the teammate having a registration with the bar council. So that's not
Yeah,
a.
that's not a requirement
Okay.
currently. Yes, that's not required.
So that means academicians are also welcome to join, and anyone in the participant
No,
list.
no, I would like to clarify. He should be a practitioner. He should be interested in pursuing litigation or practicing law in future. That would be a better touch for us in this area, in this field.
Okay, so even if someone is an academician and they have had a prior, practicing experiences, that might be the best suit
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
teammate.
That would be a better combo. Yeah. Yes.
Okay, yeah, that sounds perfect. Also, because this is a very technical issue, practitioners would be the best people who could guide as well as help in the procedural aspects as well. So, would you like to tell us where do you plan to see your initiative, say 5 years from now, or say 3 years from now, depending on how do you see your initiative at this stage?
Uh, Currently, we are trying to expand or establish ourselves in Bihar itself, because Bihar itself has 38 districts, and we're trying to serve because the entrepreneurship is it's at peak. As many of us we would have been watching the Shark Tank episodes which have been telecasted in the Sony Entertainment Television, and the entrepreneurship is race is going on. So many and people are coming from all the corners of the country. So yes, uh, we want to expand starting from Bihar, establish ourselves in Bihar, and then would be expanded to other states, and ultimately it would be all over India if we would be expanded. Because currently in Bihar, we have not such competition. But as we would expanding to other states, the competition would come because there are IP firms serving from 78 years. So yes, we would be having a tough competition from them. Yes, so we have to uh, more of a legal person. We have to think as a business person how we can strategize and we can work in this area. So that's our plan. We will be expanding step by step. Yes.
Absolutely, that sounds like a good plan. And do you have any message for the participants and before we open the ground for questions?
Uh, Participants, yes. Uh, I would like to highlight a general proposition here, not only to the participants, but to all the people, even the clients as well, that yes, although entrepreneurship is at its peak and people are, we have seen that in the COVID situation, many businesses have been shut down, new businesses have been created, many have become jobless, they are starting their own businesses. Yes, there is entrepreneurship going on, but yes, we have as IP professionals, not only me, other persons also advocate that you should protect your IP from the start, because it's the thing that would be there even after uh, many years. And even I was reading a newspaper clip yesterday from some partner from Cyril Amarchand Mangaldas. Brand is something which is जिंदगी के साथ भी and जिंदगी के बाद भी. So you can sell your brand as well, because your brand itself become an asset. So if you have invested in your brand, marketed it well, it can go at any, you can sell it at any rate. So it's very important that you should protect it, not only trademarks, even the technology part, patents, copyrights, whichever industry it is, whether it is entertainment industry, whether it is technology industry, whether it is designs industry. Yes, we have to identify the aspects which are related to that industry, or and accordingly protect the IP. So yes, IP is an important part, and we need to protect it and build it. Yes.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, Robin, for that consolidated information on your initiative.
Yeah.
I guess there might be a lot of questions from the participants because we have some IP experts on board as well. Anyone, please feel free to chip in your questions, either unmute yourself if you would want to. You can type out your questions in the chat box and I'll read it out for Robin to attend the questions. Meanwhile, I had some questions from my end, Robin. So, as you said, speaking specifically of the Bihar jurisdiction, I would like to know more about what are the other kind of cases that you are expecting. So, as you said, at the moment, the types of cases or the clients that you get are restricted to a particular area, that's sole proprietorship. But in the coming days, what are the other kinds of client, or what are the other kinds of cases that you would be expecting, and therefore want yourself and your team to be ready with research and the equipments to handle those cases?
Yes, we are getting some clients that are not only sole proprietorship, but yeah, we have served also NGOs always, because they own trusts as well, who have registered their trademark, because trademark is also important to them because of some technical aspects that they had told. Further, yes, we have also got some requests from startups as well in various industry. They want to expand. Yes, they are. They have been a bigger party, so serving them requires manpower and or further skills also. So yes, that's why that I told that we are searching for such teammates that would be prepared to handle those cases and giving an expert service to them. So yes, Bihar has a market, but I would like to highlight here also, the thing is that it is an unorganized thing, because if someone is thinking that a lame person wants to get a trademark, then he is in a haphazard thing. Should I go to a CA? Should I go to a CS? Should I go to a lawyer? So they are not so it is not something like other filings. It has some technicalities attached to it, and that has to be made aware to the individuals. So I want it to be uh, uh, to make the people or the clients aware that yes, why the trademark is required and what its consequence. You cannot register it and you will later realize that, as some of my clients, one or two clients have wasted their 9,000 or 4,500 rupees, and they are saying that yeah, we will not don't want to register trademark, it takes costs money. Yes, according to their budget requirements, it's very it can, because carrying on the business and investing on this trademark, it would not seem important to them, but we have to tell them that why it is important, and uh, how it can be protected if they are at from the initial stage they are working. Uh, uh, a week back, a client had called to me and said that he will be starting his business in the second half of this year, and he was interested to register the trademark. I got very happy that before starting its business, he is ready to register his trademark. So at least some awareness is there, but it needs to be channelized well. It needs to be organized. So proper guidance and advice is given to them, and they get expertise and proper service, and ultimately they get service that from which they are satisfied. So we are working on that, and yes, we are ready, and we will be really happy to welcome the clients and in as they according to the business needs. Yes.
Thank
Robin, I have one question.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes.
My name is Dr. Rishi. I am
Yes.
practicing in Delhi High Court
Okay, sir.
as a IP lawyer, as an IP expert.
Good evening, sir.
Now, we also do criminal raids,
Yes.
IP raids. Now, we did a raid in Patna
Okay.
just a month back.
Okay.
Okay. Now, the local lawyers, local public prosecutors are not very well versed with some of the copyright cases. This was done under Copyright Act.
Okay.
Now the thing is, I was wondering if you will be able to assist the public prosecutor in this particular raid. FIR has been filed already.
Okay.
A seizure has been made.
Okay.
Seizure was done. Everything has been done. And IO is having issues because he doesn't understand Copyright Act so well.
Okay.
He has to file a charge sheet in 60 days.
Okay.
So do you think this is something which falls within the purview of your expertise?
Until I have not worked on it personally, but yeah, I have been associated with in the IP firm. I had an exposure to that. But yes, the situation that you're mentioning, that the IO needs to be made aware of what the aspects of the copyright law is there, and then only the charge sheet can be filed and the people can take action. So I think I can assist in that.
No,
If,
that part I have handled. You see,
okay,
sorry
okay.
for interrupting you. See,
Uh, uh,
you didn't get me. See, the point is the IO needs to be talked to. His issues, his charge sheet needs to be checked and verified. Sitting with him, one needs to dictate to him, then one needs to meet the public prosecutor also and tell him what is this all about, because public prosecutor has no time. They
yes.
are overburdened. They have got so many cases. So
Mm,
one has to brief the public prosecutor briefly about the facts of the case, as you brief senior lawyers.
yes.
Okay. As you brief senior counsels, you tell them in a nutshell what is it all about.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm.
And things like those. So you see, the briefing, helping the IO in preparation of the charge sheet is one part. Let's do one thing. This is very technical.
We will
You can
discuss
you
this
can give
personally.
me your number or I can give you my number.
Yes,
We
yes,
can
sure.
discuss it offline.
Yes, yes, sure. Sir. That would be
Okay.
better. That would be better.
So would you like to give me your number or should I give you my number?
So I would text you, text my number. It is although available on my website as well. I will text on the meeting chat so that you can
Okay.
see. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Robin, for putting out your number. Anyone who would want to connect for being a team member at Robin's initiative, they can also contact him at the number that he has provided. Apart from that, in the chat box, we have also provided from our end ILA Sonipat's IP law committee's joining form as well as the brochure. So anyone who is interested, practitioners, academicians, students, we really welcome students. So please feel free to fill in the Google form as well. That being said, we have another question from Ishani. So she asks, and to start with, Ishani also has her initiative, which is legal, which is called the Legal Thirst, and she keeps on having guest lectures as well as events on her platform. So she asks, with regard to that, is it suggested to have a trademark in the initial days of a startup, or should we start focusing on it once we have established our startup in the market?
The answer to it is that yes, you should have registered it as soon as it's possible for you, according to your budget constraints and requirements. Because once you have registered you will be at a better uh, stage and form you. Because once it gets into the market, there is a risk that it would be can be copied by anyone or it can be trademarked by any person. So rather than involving that conflict, it would be better when before even the starting the startup, from the day one you can apply for the registration. So one would be a better situation rather than establishing yourself as a startup in the market. So because it's a very decision that needs to be that's what I was saying, that the example I have recently given, that even before starting its business would be starting in the second half, that is July, and he was applying for the trademark this February. So it's very important to trademark you apply for the, because trademark itself takes time. So it takes almost 6 months if everything smooth goes, or it can even up to 7 to 8 months, depending on the situation and what mark we have applied for. So one would be at a better situation if he applies in the initial days.
Thanks, Robin, for attending that question. So I guess Aman would want to ask something. You can go ahead and unmute yourself, Aman.
Yeah. Hi, Robin. I hope you're doing good.
Yes,
Can you hear me?
yes, I can hear.
So I have a question which has two parts. The first being, since you have started your practice in Patna, so I would like to know that what are the challenges that you have faced so far? And secondly, I wish to know that how do you wish to mitigate those challenges? Because I understand that Bihar doesn't have a corporate market, and since the IP has a backing in the corporate sector, mainly the trademarks. So I understand there are various brands, but how do you wish to reach out to those brands who have been assisted by some bigger law firms or somewhere, some lawyers who are not based out of Bihar currently?
Uh, yes, surely. Yes, there are challenges, and I think for a lawyer who is anywhere in India, litigation is a challenge to him because we don't get a single penny. Although we would have been studying in lavish colleges and paying 5 to 6 lakhs money, but yes, if you get into the litigation, you have to start from the zero. So yes, the challenge is same in Bihar, but yeah, the extremeness is different because here you have a gestation period that you have to go. So yes, there have been many challenges that I associated with the senior, because there is a thing that every senior will say to you that there will come one day that you get a client. It could be after 7 to 8 years. So it's a very big gestation period that one lawyer has to pass. So in Bihar, the situation is tough, but the same situation is there, but in different degrees. So it's not that we can say that Bihar is the only place. Further, is important question that yeah, trademarks is that law that is catered much to the corporates, and that market has not been in Bihar. Uh, to that extent, and even if the markets are coming up, they are offshoot and not the main headquarter. So yes, there are challenges, but yes, I say entrepreneurship risk has begun, and people will be coming up, the young generation will be coming up with ideas, and the ideas needs to be protected. So yes, we would be an advice help to them, and if some bigger clients come, we will be also happy to serve them. Yes, considering challenges, uh, we have to think of marketing it well, making the people aware about it, reaching out to them. So we are thinking on that as well, how we can make people aware, especially the business persons, because trademark concerns mostly business person. Individual client will not be, single person will not say that I want to trademark my this thing or that thing, because unless and until you are doing a business or something like that, you will not be interested in taking a trademark. So yes, uh, the main thing is that if we should, in a state like Bihar, we have to not only make the people aware, should make the people aware about its benefits, advantages, and cater to their needs accordingly, so that yes, they can grow their businesses from wherever stage they are going, and help them out. I would have answered all your question, Aman.
Thank you, Robin, for your kind answer. But my question was a bit different. So you tried to differentiate more or less between infringement, sorry, the litigation aspect, which is the post registration. So my query was specifically revolving around the prosecution aspect as to how you need to reach out to the brands, so which are at the nascent stage. As you mentioned that you have been and you are being approached by a lot of brands these days. So these are the brands which you are getting by way of your marketing uh, steps. But my simple query is that how do you wish to aggregate more clients as to get more business in a place where people are less aware about their IP rights, and even if few of them are, they wish to go by the names. Like if I'm in Bihar, I have a sound business plan. I would rather choose a lawyer who's very sound or who has a reputation in the market. So let's make it very simple for you. The only question is, I want to get a trademark registered. I see that that is your primary area of practice. So my question is, why do I choose IP Trademark Clinic or Robin Vincent? What is your USP? Please consider me as a shark. I want to invest in your business.
I hope that you will invest. Yes, the USP is that I said totally it's a trade secret type thing that I am disclosing with other people. Yes, you have to develop your marketing strategy according to the market needs. Firstly, the local thing I was focusing on, they are preferring. Yeah, they would be client will be calling 10 to many persons who he can call up for taking the services. But if he is getting the services locally at an affordable price with a genuine person, and expertise will not matter if he has a private experience. I'm saying experience. Yeah, with experience, expertise come. But yes, if he has experience, he has a knowledge in that thing, he can tackle. He can move on with these things. So if he is getting something locally, if he is getting at an affordable price and from a genuine service provider, then he will approach him. Because just generally take our kirana requirements every month from the kirana, and we really, although it depends upon the person who has money, he can go to the big bazaar every month and he can have his the requirements of the grocery requirements. But yes, we are attached to that only because he understands our needs well. That's what I'm trying to say. Because I think that yes, there are platforms that are serving at a better space, that you will get a trademark in 1 hour and you can use TM. There are services that are providing, yes, but you will not be able to call them personally. They will not be available and you'll be calling them. So these are the hurdles that they will be facing, and the uncertainties is in the mind of the client. So in this client driven industry, if one person is more accessible, more affordable, more genuine, more local to them, then I think in my situation, I would be preferring such a person. I hope.
All right, Robin, thank you so much. But I assume that you are promoting this vocal for local. And the second is, I really appreciate that you are promoting such kind of thing. But see, we are in the client serving industry. So I believe I also practice IP law. So I believe that we need to understand everything from the client perspective. And yes, so if a client is, you are rendering your services to your client and the client is paying you well. So in that case, a client can call you anytime. There is nothing as such as business hour for a business which has just started. So I wish you a very good luck and thank you so much for your time you took out for answering my questions. Maybe it would have been annoying, but I really want to know much about Bihar. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Aman. Also, because Aman practices in Delhi, so he has a perspective to add, which goes very well with the comparative perspective of Bihar and Delhi, two different jurisdictions, substantially different jurisdictions. We have
And
a comment.
just to add to that, I also hail from Bihar, so I understand what is the situation regarding the IP practice in Bihar. So what Robin is doing is really amazing. It is it is one day this initiative of his will definitely make a mark in the industry.
If I would want to
Thank
catch
you
up
very much.
Aman, would you want to tell us in a few lines what differences do you see in the Bihar as well as the Delhi jurisdictions? That would also be helpful for us to understand what specific additions do we need to have in the firms which are established in Bihar.
So honestly, I feel there are a number of differences, and it starts from the client mindset itself. So, like Robin said, there are clients who are genuine with their business. They want their trademarks or other IP to be registered. But in this is very less as compared to Delhi. So in Delhi, the startup founders or the companies or any individual proprietor is much more aware than the people in Bihar are. This is from the client's perspective. Second is ki I feel that Delhi is the center of IP practice. Apart from Mumbai, I believe Delhi has cases centered to IP in terms of prosecution as well as post registration things. So this is what I believe, that the industry is far fetched in Delhi. Like if you come up to Delhi and if you're looking for a job in IP firms or maybe want to join some law offices as an associate or and any assistant, so there are a number of employment opportunities as well. But if you see in Bihar, see the idea which Robin took up was something that this initiative is a kind of novel. So I know a few firms in Bihar, preferably the CA firms. So they primarily do not take up the trademarks and other copyright services. So, but in Delhi, there are trademark agents and service providers at every corner and every locality of this state. So this is what I feel are the prominent differences, and more or less, I believe the attorneys remain the same, and the client mindset also remains the same because he can call you up anytime and he'll annoy you. But this is all I believe. Baki, I feel Robin has shed eminent light on the topic. Yeah, that is all.
Hmm.
I think Miss Kishwar is muted.
Yes, yes, yes. Uh, she's trying to say something.
Anyone from the audience would have any further questions or any comments to add to what Mr. Robin shared? So this event is also live on Facebook. So if at any point anyone wishes to add something or has any questions, would like to discuss something in detail, could do so on the Facebook comments as well. So could just connect with Miss Sania. So unfortunately, her laptop is frozen, so she's not able to communicate with us. I can totally understand the frustration she might be having at this point. So no problem. Thank you so much, Mr. Robin, for coming forward and sharing your insights on the topic. And also a big thank you to all our participants for making the session so interactive. Sania ji, we very well appreciate your enthusiasm and efforts that you have been putting to make ILA Sonipat chapter such a vibrant and dynamic one. So the recording of this event would be available on ILA YouTube channel as well. We look forward to hosting all of you in all our future events. Thank you so much.
Thank you.